I'm John Cusage. I served as a Peace Corps volunteer. I was a teacher in high school and junior high school in Wanjima, Lofa County, Liberia, from January 1971 until June of 1973. I taught English, phys ed, and African history. My wife was a physics teacher. We loved our 2.5 years there. It was a graduate education that we never really got in 4 years of undergraduate work in college. Liberia, we left Liberia in 73, but we never really left. We've maintained relationships with folks there. We've been back on 5 separate trips. And most recently, we've been working with a local church here in upstate New York. And in that capacity, we work on health and education projects to serve kids in a rural Liberian community. I'm going to share with you a poem I wrote, which is entitled Letters Never Written. It's part of the Liberian anthology called Never the Same Again. I wrote this poem following the July 1997 Liberian presidential election, where I served as an election monitor. I wrote this poem for my wife. Letters never written until I was home with you, and the red dust and the stench of Waterside Market, and the smell of death at Spriggs Payne Airport still clung to my being. Letters never written, while my butt ached from deeply rutted roads, and my head swelled with reunions, and Johnny Walker Black, and child soldiers with zombie faces. Never written letters to tell of missing limbs, mangled lives, and how old friends crouched in the jungle, quiet and still for days, eating insects and drinking rainwater from giant leaves. What can be said about sewage ditches clogged with bleached human bones? Scores of abandoned, burned out vehicles lining so many roads, like the carcasses of buffalo in the Old West. Entire neighborhoods reduced to collapsed piles of scrap tin and cinder. Almost too full to capture it all, and unable to share without tearing up day after exhausting day. It beat me up more than I could admit to anyone but you. When I was most fragile, I wrote you letters in my heart, and I reread them each evening, some for you, some for our sons, some for our dear loving friends. And I read them again when you showed me your diary of my days away, and I was able to visit the you I had missed so much, the you who missed me too and trusted me enough to go.